Hello, singing friends. Welcome back to my channel. It's Miki, your friendly neighborhood singing coach. Today, this is the Ofra Haza Appreciation Station. I'm going to be looking at two versions of the song Galbi, My Heart. This is a request from Sarah Mengisto. I have reacted to a remix of this song that was released in 1986, but today we're going to be looking at the first version of the song that appeared on her album Yemenite Songs, which was released in 1984, and it was a gesture to her parents and her Yemenite roots, and it's the most traditional of the versions. And then we're also going to be looking at another remix, which was released in 1988 on Ofra's first international album, Shaddai, which sold 1.5 million copies. And this version has a music video and is the most Western because it includes English lyrics. All right. Before we jump in, I want to make two announcements. One is that I have a brand new singing beginner course and a brand new piano beginner course. And I'm going to put the links in the description box below for how you can sign up. And they really are wonderful if you've been thinking about starting your singing or piano journey. You can learn with me. And what you get is access to a complete online library of material and assignments, and there's a chat function. So every time you submit an assignment, I get to give you feedback, and you can also just ask me any questions that you have at any time. I'm on there checking 24/7, so I'll get back to you right away. There also is a group community part of the course so that you can chat with your fellow peers that are also taking the class, and they can inspire and motivate you. And there is a monthly webinar, which is kind of like a masterclass. And our first one is going to be on October 30th, which is the day before Halloween. So in the singing class, I'm going to be covering all sorts of basic knowledge. So we're going to talk about breath support and how to warm up your voice and how to select a song and all of that good stuff. You do not want to miss it. And then in the piano class, we're going to be learning how to play a Halloween song. And everyone that takes the class will be able to play the song by the end of the webinar. That is a guarantee. So it's half an hour of instruction and then half an hour of questions and answers. So I really hope that you'll join. It's going to be really fun and it's a great deal. It's less expensive than taking one-on-one lesson with me in person. So it's really, really a good deal. The other announcement is if you would like me to react to a specific song or artist, there are two ways to do that. You can become a patron, or you can PayPal me directly, and the information is down below as well. So check it out. And my final announcement is that I will, of course, be pausing the videos at least once so that I don't get flagged and my video doesn't get blocked and taken down. But I will put the uninterrupted link to the videos below if you want to check them out before or after watching my analysis. All right, so those are all the announcements out of the way. Now let's jump right in and check this out. I'm going to read you the English translation of the lyrics before we get started here. The lyrics in translation are: "The gates of heaven are open to my ears. God, be merciful to me. And this ache in my heart, how can I win you, love? Do you even know I exist? How will I find your love-laced path? My heart desires only freedom. No one can make me love another. If only my love knew my suffering and came to my side. Who is the cause of this incredible pain? Who is the one that knows nothing of my existence?" Very poetic, very sad, very longing, right? A plea to God about your heart and your desires and yearning for love. All right, so let's jump right in and listen to the original version of this song, Galbi.
You
everybody. Just going to pause it there for a moment. So I love the traditional instrumentation. It just sounds so timeless. And I really love the beat also. You have that 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you have the fills that are being done on the drum as well. I just think it's a really cool kind of, even though it's mostly a very straightforward 4/4, there is that beat on the last half a beat, you know, right at the end of each measure that gives it this like almost like polyrhythm kind of feel. Even though it's not this like weird time signature, it almost gives it this like more intricate feel that I really, really like. And then I also love the melody, how she's really dancing around that main melody. If you were to strip out all of the neighboring notes and the passing tones, it would be a much more simple melody. But I love that she's dancing around that, and it makes it sound so beautiful and so exotic, you know. I hate to use that word because it's like I'm like exotifying, you know, other cultures or something, but it doesn't sound like a Western scale just because it is so complex, you know, and it sounds very Arabic. If you were to just strip away the melody, it would be something like da 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 da, just like a scale down, da 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 da. But because she's adding in all of those dancing around notes, it becomes much more complex, right? It's like da 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 da. I don't know exactly what it is because I've only listened to it once, but it does have this like very, very intricate, beautiful, ornamented style that creates something so much more complex and interesting than just that plain, simple melody if it were to just walk down in that simple way. Very, very pretty. So I love that chorus where she just sustains that note, that right? So that's a long time to sustain a note and really support that and have a really, really nice even tone. And then at the end, she kind of dies out and has that yearning sound, that right? It has a diminuendo there and it dies out. It gives it the sense of like somebody crying out, like, ah, right? It really makes it sound like you're yearning for something, which is so appropriate for what the lyrics are speaking about, yearning for love. And the fact that she's able to just like create that with the sound of her voice is really, really cool. It just like tugs at your heartstrings and you can really feel the emotion even if you can't understand exactly what the words are saying. You know, if I were to listen to this without having read the lyrics, I think I would really feel that yearning and that pull and that wanting of something that's not there just from the sound of her voice, and being so evocative and expressive in that way and being able to paint this picture just with music rather than lyrics is a real talent. It's so, so, so beautiful. Beautiful. I love the simplicity of the arrangement. I think it really allows her voice to shine, that there is just, these traditional instruments and her voice overlaid on top of that. There's not a ton of production distracting from her voice. And I love the complexity of the melody that really requires a lot of control and versatility. So, when you're doing that, like those turns and things and going up and down. I like to think about it like going up and down a staircase, right? So if you just walk straight up the stairs, if you're just singing a melody that's it's very easy. That's what we're used to, just going straight up and down the stairs. But if you think about doing these silulim and dancing around the melody like that and doing turns and things, it's like you're going up and down the stairs and skipping from one stair to the next, and then going up one and coming down two, and then going up three and coming down one. It's very complicated, And the fact that she's able to have such control and sing those melodic lines that are very complex in such a clean and accurate way is really impressive, and of course became one of her signature sounds. I love hearing the song in its original nascent form here and in such a traditional format. And now I'm excited to hear the remix where it's been developed to be more of a crossover appeal and break into the international market with the English lyrics. So let's hear what that sounds like and how they transform the song. Hopefully they didn't take away too much from this lovely character, because I think this is just absolutely beautiful. I love the original version. All right, so let's jump to the 1988 version of Galbi. This is the one from the best of Ofra Haza. So let's check it out.
قلبي يحب الهوى لا تمنعه مني من فين طريق المحبة لداخل القلب You stole my heart, you stole my soul, you take my breath away. You stole my heart, you stole my soul, you take my breath away. What can I do, what can I say when you're so far away? What can I do, what can I say when you're so far
I'm just going to pause it there for a moment. So obviously this is a very different version of the song. This definitely sounds more 80s, it has the synthesizers and it just sounds like it could be a Madonna song. I love the energy of it, and I think it's very, very well done. It just obviously suffers from being stuck in that time period. But I think it's a really, really beautiful, catchy version of the song. And I love the tempo as well. There's just like a lot of momentum and energy in it. And I love hearing her do the spoken word stuff. Sometimes that can be a little bit cheesy, but she has such a beautiful voice and presence that I think it really works for her. And I love hearing her sing in English as well, because one of the things that I really admire about her, obviously, is that she was such a polyglot and could speak so many languages and do it with a great facility where she really sounds like she's speaking in her mother tongue, and it's not like a foreign language to her, it doesn't sound awkward at all. She's so good at singing in other languages. So I think it's really beautiful. Definitely a nice, appropriate way of developing this song for an international market. I really like it. And I can see why it was very successful, because it's got a great melody in that chorus that da. I love that yearning at the end of that phrase. I love how much control and versatility and accuracy she has when singing that hook. And I just think it's a beautiful song and a beautiful version of it. Really, really catchy. I'm just smiling because the video is like so 80s, you know? So I guess she's being pursued by someone. They're trying to find clues of how to find her. And, you know, I think it's so funny to like see her in the desert with like the flowing cloth, and it just looks like so 80s and such a Western interpretation of the Middle East in a way, you know, like you had her going through the shuk and you had the hot guy who's like shirtless selling in the shuk, you know, and I don't know what was up with like the bug that they kept on showing, and they had the effects on the film where it looked like somebody scratched the film to make it look like flames around the car and things. So kind of a funny video, very 80s, but she obviously always looks stunning. She's a 10, you know, so it's a pleasure to look at her always. And I really like this version of the song. I can definitely see why this was a huge hit. It has a lot of crossover appeal, really brings in pop elements into a song that was more traditional before. So I love both versions. I love hearing the original version. There's a certain innocence. You can definitely hear her skill with all of those melismatic silulim, where she really has a lot of control in singing those complex melodies. I think the song is a great hook, and they were able to take that into a pop realm and really make something that was more internationally appealing. So I think it's really cool to see the two versions. Thank you for suggesting that I look at this, Sarah. I hope that you enjoyed my analysis. I'll see you guys here next time. Until then, take care. And of course, happy listening and happy singing.